YouTube. I'm coming to you live and direct from the kitchen, and the first thing I want to say is I've got an organ. I've had it a while and there's various problems with it. But first of all, I wanted to say that something that I think about, it doesn't keep me up at night, but I do think about it, is that, you know, if you get a new subscriber, you say to yourself, why has that person subscribed? What was it that made them want to subscribe to my channel? And I suppose if you do things like best of, top tens, you know, that kind of thing, always the same, then you know. But if you do stuff like me that's always a bit different, sometimes starring me and sometimes starring music or something that you can play with music or other people. I don't do much of other people that much because, you know, you have to ask permission, and it's difficult in France with the droit de visage. You can't just go out and film people unless you ask their permission, which is fair enough, I suppose, but it makes life a bit awkward. So, for whatever reason you have subscribed to me, thanks very much, and you know, I hope that the video that you subscribed to that I made once and I've never made again, anything like that, well, what can I say? I'm sorry. No, that's not very good. Alright, so C sharp D, okay. So I got this organ and I got a pedal with it as well, which is quite good to have. The only problem is that the light in it, it's a photovoltaic, the light bulb's gone, so I've got to change that. And pretty much everything else that could go wrong with this organ has gone wrong with it. The cat jumped on it when it was on this platform, this chair, fell off. Last night I broke some fucking resistors. I mean, come on. I'll show you that in a minute. And the capacitor's noisy, there was a stuck string, but the case is very good, all the legs are there, and I've got a foot pedal. And the problem is I can't really play anything, so I'm probably going to sell it to somebody who deserves to have it. So I'll give you a tour of it, and you can marvel at its Italian finesse. Let's have a look. Well, there's the case. It's a Jumbo 61 built-in speaker, and another thing that doesn't work with it is the vibrato. Forgot to mention that in the introduction. On the bottom there you've got input for cassette and headphones. Then we have, from left to right, the amplifier with a couple of transistors. This capacitor is no good. You can see on it there's some electrolyte leakage on the edge there. And it's blown. Now, from what I've read, the schematics, the drawings for the electronics in these gubbins are very hard to come by. And we used to say about Italian stuff, because this is an Italian, right? So we used to say that Italian cars, you know, and electrics didn't go, so Italians made beautiful pianos. But, yeah, the electrics could, you know, And alright, so last night I had an accident, and you see all these lots of capacitors. Now all these boards are all the same, right? It's just for each note on the chromatic scale, D, E, etc. Well, I had the top cover, the back of there with the light on the back of the chair, and the fucking thing slid off and broke 2 capacitors, and I am not happy about that. How could I have been so stupid? I mean, when you've already got problems with the vibrato, etc., the bass doesn't play right, and then for this to happen, I don't know. So this one's gone. You can see the white there, cracked completely. Let's straighten these up a bit. There's for that one. So that one's okay. That runs across the bottom. This one is all right. Shit. So yeah, what an arsehole. And what that's done is, it's on our B. It's given me a B like this. Throwing this B out. So now a great feature on these is that they're easy to work on, because you've just got a couple of screws like that to lift the top off, and for the keyboard itself 2 screws fixed at the bottom, and the whole thing pivots, and you can, and it really is a work of art, really, I suppose. Organs, you know, pretty marvellous in general, but it's not often you get to see them. So a lot of work has gone into that, a lot of expertise and quality craftsmanship. The bass problem is sort of come about in the last, there you've got your 2-tone, but there it stopped. Right. It was alright this morning. You get up, you make a cup of tea, and it stopped working. Say to yourself, is it the tea, or is it me, or is it the Italian design? But I'll show you what I got someone to have a look at this, and he did. When I first bought it, there's a balance left and right between the bass and the rest of the keyboard, and there was actually one of these keys was stuck. So the bass, I had to turn the balance down because the bass was always on. You always get a bass tone. You see the string move, they're actually piano keys, and you get your 2-tone when this first one hits, is the bottom, or the top maybe, and then this bar is the separate tone. There you go. Top one hits, bottom one comes in. Alright, so if I knock the bass off, I'll put the top back on and I'll give you a quick demonstration. This is the sort of position it was in last night when it fell off and broke those resistors. I don't like to remind myself or even think about it. Jesus. Okay, so you can see the inside of the pots there. Now, my man tells me that there's not a problem with the part for the vibro, and he reliably informs me that he thinks it's a capacitor but he's got no schema. And I've seen people on the net saying the same thing. Got a drawing, got a design layout. Nobody can find one anywhere, so he was kind of stumped. There's the inside of the switches. They were all super filthy. I've cleaned them, but a beautifully made piece of kit, and all the mechanical switches and contacts were filthy dirty but cleaned up easily. Now I was going to play something by The Doors, Riders on the Storm possibly, but as I can't actually play anything really on the piano, I've had to cancel that, and I'm going to play Chopsticks, but I'm going to play it in a funky style. Here's the case, which is rather nice. Solid flight case with your legs, and the foot pedal goes in there as well. Foot pedal's in the other room at the moment. What we've got with the organ is bass volume, balance, bass on. Then it stops. That's a dodgy B. Now we come to treble section. Vibrato doesn't work. Vibrato speed. Percussion. Flute. Yes, well, so there you go. I want it to go to a good home. I'd like someone to really look after it and treasure it and play it on YouTube. And you can see all sorts of great demos already on YouTube of good musicians who do play. And very nice piece of kit. It weighs in at 20 kilos. 18 for cash, I suppose. Foot pedal. They use photovoltaic because there's no interference with a volume pot on the machine. If you put some of them do have it, and I suppose it's well screened, but Riders on the storm, riders on the storm. Oh, riders on the storm.